Here we go. Here's a little bit of a wrap-up for you, so make sure you check out this one in its entirety, just so you know that you've learnt everything that you needed to this week. First of all, did you get to what we wanted to do? At the start of the week, we had our learning goal, what we wanted to achieve. Today, we're going to be answering the question, did we get there? We're going to explain how the Emperor came to and lost his power. If you did the activity from part 3, where you talked about Shoan and how that led to the downfall of the Emperor, then you can probably answer this question. What I'll get you to do is pause the video very quickly, and just write a couple of sentences explaining how the Emperor came to and lost his power. Now that you've finished that, because you've paused the video, right? You paused the video to do this activity, and now you're back to watch the next bit. Now you're going to do a very quick activity for me called a 3, 2, 1 countdown. We're going to do this at the end of every week, just so you know that you've got everything that you need, and you might be able to extend your knowledge a little bit as well. 3, 2, 1 countdown. What are 3 things that you didn't know before that you learnt this week? Give me anything, as long as you didn't know about it before. Write those 3 things down. Then, once you've done that, what are 2 things that surprised you about what you learned? Could be anything. Okay, could be the fact that that Jimmu, the son of the sun goddess, is an actual person, right? That lived beyond any evidence of him actually existing. You could have learnt that. And one thing that you'd like to learn more about. And that can be something that you might look into over the next couple of weeks. Once you've done that, very, very quickly write a very short summary about what you've learned this week. It's like 50 words or 50 to 75 words. Nothing crazy. Just, this week I learned blah, 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 right? Whatever it is that you learned this week. Just as a summary of the stuff that you've done. Then, once you've finished that, you can upload all of this to Daymap, which will summarize your 4 activities that you've done so far. The 3 activities during those 3 videos, and then this summary stuff at the end as well. If you would like some extension, you want to do a little bit more, you found it really interesting, and you're interested in carrying on with some more work for me, then continue watching. If you're not, you can stop in just a second, but I'm going to quickly run through the extension task now. Here's the extension activity for you. Heian-kyo, Kyoto, is a planned city. It's a capital city of Japan, right, and was created specifically for the Japanese emperor. Normally, planned cities reflect the values of the people that planned them. Alright? So people that plan the cities value specific things, which is why they put them in certain places. The Japanese valued the emperor, they put him at the center. And they had that big long boulevard that had that gate at the end, so everyone could always see what was happening. Canberra, which is the capital city of Australia presently, right, is also a planned city, which means that someone designed it with some specific things in mind. Your job, and it's a tough one, right? This is a very tough one, which is why it's extension, is to conduct some research into using the internet into the architecture and layout of Canberra. How does Canberra actually look? Like, why are things where they are in Canberra? Once you've done that, create a Venn diagram, so it's those 2 circles next to each other. Whoa, it's hard to do in a camera. Right, create a Venn diagram or a table to compare what you found out about Canberra with what you know about Heian-kyo. For example, Canberra is centered around Parliament House. It's in the center of the planned city, in the same way that Heian-kyo was centered around the Imperial Palace. Right, so we've got Government House in Canberra, which is the most important place in Canberra. We value the government that they organise there, right? And in Heian-kyo, they valued the emperor, so they had him at the centre. Maybe you could look into some other similarities there. What you need to do once you've done that is then write a paragraph explaining why the designs of Canberra and Heian-kyo might tell historians about the future and the values of modern Australia and ancient Japan. So, for example, if I'm saying, okay, these cities are based around the Imperial Palace and based around Government House, then obviously people valued their government, right? There's a big lake in Canberra, which you'll probably be able to look at. I won't tell you the name, I won't spoil it. But what you're going to do is you might say, okay, well, in Japan they didn't have this lake, but in Australia we do, so maybe Australians value recreation, being able to be near water or something like that. Maybe that's something that we value. Maybe we value our history because of the War Memorial being in such a prominent location. Regardless, I'll let you do the research and sit back and enjoy your writing as it comes through. Make sure you submit that to week 1 activities as well if you choose to do them. Anyway, I think that's the end. That's the end of my slideshow. That's the end of week 1. Hopefully you've enjoyed yourself. And come back next week, please, so that you can do some more work on feudal Japan. Thanks. I'm still leaving these bits in. I'm just gonna turn it off. I'm just gonna end the recording in the middle of